steel fabrication start with a plasma cutter. To ensure a good cut, check that the cutting tip is correct and clean. The amperage on the machine is accurate, and to verify our work, we perform in-process checks on key features. Next, we may use our press brake. Quality controls are built into this process through the usage of programmable logic controls, or PLCs, to control the stop and start distances of the brake. We also perform an in-process quality check on the part to make sure the bends are to print. The sub-assembly components go through final machining and assembly. The milling machines are also controlled through the PLC logic. Our fabrications undergo vibratory stress relieving to remove residual stresses before getting painted. Lastly, our parts go through a rigorous quality control inspection to make sure our steel fabrication work and final product are to specification. QC checks typically include height checks, flatness of machine surfaces, overall length, slot and hole size, and weld quality. Sumitomo validates all machinery and gauges prior to installation and usage to ensure the highest quality standards. We build quality into our production processes and use quality level sampling to monitor and control our output. My name is Anthony Langston, and this has been your September 2011 Quality Minute.
Thanks once again for joining us. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. As you can see, we're focused on the relationship today between Sumitomo Steel and Tesla. So we wanted to, as you saw, introduce you to the type of steel work that Sumitomo does on behalf of Tesla and other customers. Just a reminder, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the show, and please join us on Patreon for additional shows and information not on our regular channel, along with trading information as well. So what we wanted to focus on today is the fact that it's absolutely rare to find Tesla suppliers because they're 90% vertically integrated, as well as find suppliers willing to talk about their Tesla relationship. And so I thought it was a great opportunity to A, take a look at what Sumitomo is doing for Tesla and has been since 2017, and B, have another name of a Tesla supplier that potentially ends up being a great investment, because as the two companies grow their business relationship, there might be an opportunity to pick up some shares in a company that's doing a lot of business with Tesla. So I also wanted to sort of precursor further comments by saying I'm kind of shocked that we're hearing from any suppliers, and impressed to hear from, in this case, a very large supplier in steel, because typically Elon does not like any information revealed to others about who Tesla's suppliers might be, as a way to reduce the competitive threat that might occur if in fact those companies chose to target Tesla's business within that firm. There are other reasons, but oftentimes Elon will simply fire that company. It's very hard to fire Sumitomo because Nippon Steel and Sumitomo merged back in 2015, making them perhaps the largest sort of steel producer in the world. So therefore, that's an example of the type of companies that usually elude Elon's mandate for silence. So I wanted to review some of the material presented by Sumitomo as a way to sort of build our knowledge of what's going on in their relationship. The most important component of what we wanted to review today is the completion of the sort of plans for steel going to the Tesla factory in Austin. So Sumitomo says SCL has supplied flat rolled steel to Tesla for production since 2017 through its Tier 1 chassis production supplier, according to Sagunama, who's in charge of the relationship between the two companies on behalf of Sumitomo. The current order for Tesla Fremont factory weighs in at 35,000 metric tons of steel products per year, and the new business in Texas looks to ship an additional 33,000 metric tons per year for production of the new Model Y. Sagunama credits Sumitomo's solid relationship with Tesla across a number of divisions, reinforced by proven customer service and constant operational efficiency all throughout their business. The raw material in mother coils is sourced from several U.S. mills and shipped to SSM, or Sumitomo is in charge of that procurement, and Sumitomo Chicago Sales Service as a central point of contact for Tesla, not only in Canada, but throughout the entire North America region. Sumitomo processed the mother coils and delivered this material just in time in their T1 chassis parts manufacturers involved in the supply chain. Both SCL and SSM are under Sumitomo Chicago leadership, working closely together all the time under Mr. Shono as our leader in this business. Business with Tesla opened up a new era for Sumitomo Steel in ways that are different from traditional auto manufacturers, said Sumitomo Steel and Non-Ferrous Metal Group's general manager, Mr. Shono. They implemented totally new concepts for our steel business, which opened our eyes to new possibilities. By not sticking to what could be seen as traditional business common sense, their ideas may seem unorthodox, but they have their ears open and they listen. Their disruptive way of thinking will give us more opportunities now and in the future. As Sumitomo Toronto established the initial business with Tesla several years ago, noted Mike Nakawatsi, Deputy General Manager and Vice President of Sumitomo Steel and Non-Ferrous Metals Group. Now working together with Sumitomo Chicago, they are able to utilize their inherent strength to capture their new business opportunity with the leading EV manufacturer. Because the mass production of Tesla Model Y vehicle will start near the end of this year, 2022, trial materials were sourced and already delivered to the Tier 1 supplier. In January, the ramp-up of the mass production will start using the material ordered and delivered on time. We see potential future business growth and future opportunities for collaborating with Tesla down the road, Sagunamo added. So what we wanted to look at is the fact that it turns out that the production that's going on currently in Austin is approximately 700,000, or in Fremont is approximately 700,000 vehicles, and that equates to 35,000 metric tons of steel. The Austin sort of initial order is at 33,000, or obviously 3,000 metric tons less, but Austin hasn't ramped beyond 100,000 per year production yet. And so it's our belief that the additional steel facilitates the startup of production of the Cybertruck. So as you know, Cybertruck is using sort of bulletproof, and so they're using probably 2 or 3 layers of steel to introduce this new sort of attribute of a vehicle. So we wanted to review this in general because it further highlights the fact that we're headed into Cybertruck production as well as Model Y production in Austin, Texas, which is confirmed by how supplies are being lined up for this implementation. And I think this is great news. Now, as we said, likelihood of Sumitomo being fired very low because there are very few options, plus you have an integrated working relationship that has run a long time, but Tesla is not a big fan of divulging sort of how much and who they're buying from, because I think it could potentially be an impactor on competitors behaving badly. So I think in general, this news is great. It highlights the growth process that Tesla has in mind within the United States, seeing double the amount of steel going in as the initial order, with the potential for more as there's more growth, is a good sign for the company. And if you really wanted to do your homework, you might be able to extrapolate what production is going to look like coming out of Austin based on how Tesla's forecasting, which obviously I think would be useful as well. I sort of finally wanted to say I was a bit surprised at the volume of steel that's being used, because there's an emphasis on lightness and use of aluminum primarily, but clearly there are uses for steel that are a better choice than aluminum for certain parts. So I guess it does make sense. At any rate, we are happy to sort of forward this info. I took a quick look at the stock of Sumitomo to sort of determine, is it a good buy potentially? And Tesla's business is such a small part of what they do that even with its growth, it doesn't represent, any more than a 1% shot of what their business is. So therefore, it's not a big issue. During the regular business cycle downturn, other customers obviously have declined in their use of steel, and therefore their stock price has dipped a bit, but it rides in that $15 per share zone, which is affordable, but I guess not too thrilling given it's a huge company that's not growing very fast. But stable earnings can be a good thing in a down market. So in general, we want to say, thank you to the Sumitomo folks for introducing us to what their Tesla relationship looks like and how much business they're doing. And we look forward to tracking, the amount of pre-ordered, which gives us a sense for how growth of Tesla might occur and then impact overall success of the company and eventually the stock. So we want to thank you for taking time out to join us in this space, and just a reminder to like and subscribe if you enjoy the show. Next in the show, we'd like to remind you of our regular health tips. Every day, it's recommended by our doctors that you do 25 leg lifts per leg with a 5-pound weight as a way to limit the impact on your knees over time and reduce the chance of those knees resulting in operations. Once again, thank you for joining us. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Tschüss German, au revoir French, Lehitro, Hebrew, Hoda Hafez, Farsi, Strasvice, Russian, Nihama, Chinese, Konbanwa, Japanese, Heido, Swedish. And in Jamaica, we say enough respect, walk good man. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, and bye for now.